All right, toy fans. So I'm here with another one of our builds. We're looking at. This was interesting. So I got this. It was like a $14 thing, and it's actually for me to do something with photography set. And I kept coming across it, and I'm like, nah, I'm not getting. I was like, yeah, I should get this thing. It's actually pretty cool. But it was interesting because my Amazon driver dropped it off, and we were chit chatting about it. His dad absolutely loved Legos. He loved Lego. He's got a ton of Star Wars Legos, and he was looking at this. He's like, this would actually be kind of cool. So this particular build, if you're watching, it's for you, bud. This one's for you. All right, so let's take a look at it. It says it's the Neomoner sea creature. It's a crab and a robot at the same time. We're going to build the crab portion today. 242 pieces, ages 6 and up. Got lots of stuff. I've already taken, now it shipped in this, so that was kind of the weird part. I've already taken my shipping label off and everything. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Don't give it to babies. Don't do it. As much as you're going to want to, don't do it. It's not right. Don't give it to babies. So I figure we'll do a build of this. We'll see how it works. We'll see if it was worth the price I paid of those boughten spies. Alright, so straight out of the box. Let's see what all we got. We got, wow, lots of bags actually. Okay, so that looks like that's it. Kind of put that up and over here. And we got our directions. How do the directions look? Ooh. We do have sticker sheets. I thought these were going to be printed, but they are stickers. I'm not sure. It'll be okay. All right. They are... I'm glad I have glasses. There's quite a bit. It's on one sheet. We have up to 50. Yeah. Okay. So one side is a robot, which is actually pretty cool. The other side is the crab. The crab is the one I'm the most interested in. So it doesn't transform in that you can make it a crab and then transform it to the robot. It's more like you can make a crab, dismantle it, and then make it into a crab robot. So that is something to keep in mind. But I like the fact that it allows you to do multiple builds. We're going to need one of these. We're going to need a brick separator. And yeah, let's get to digging in. Now, there's no numbers on the bag, so it's not like, hey, you know, BH, go to this bag. It's all together. So what we're going to do is we'll sort it in a few different ways. Come over here. We'll sort this, okay? And let's do it like this. We'll put these pieces here. Bricks we'll put over here. Any ball jointed pieces, because we got a lot, we're going to put right here, right? So all of our ball jointed pieces we'll kind of put in one area. There's quite a bit of this. I mean, it's super articulated, so I think that's the key thing, is that it is, there's a lot there, right? So, let's see. I forgot to take care of this. So I'm gonna, whew. This room is getting ridiculous with all the amount of building stuff we've got here. All right, so I'm gonna fix this up. Oh, and boom, and a boom. 242 pieces is really not that much, but I have a feeling it could be. We'll do that. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, there's not a lot to it. Whenever I start building, I'll start recording a little bit more. All right, so we've got anything snotted, I'll put over here. Plates, I'll put over here. See, curves, we'll kind of put right here with these. Plates, they're gonna go up here. Let's do this one right here. This has got lots of plates and bricks in it, looks like. Looks like most of this is going to be like plates. Lots and lots and lots of plates. So bricks. It's a wedge type of brick. Another wedge. More bricks over here. Brick. Those are plates. Let's see. Reverse curved pieces. We'll put those right, y'all. And we'll put this one right here. Now, I'm trying something different because I normally don't. I normally don't sort my stuff. And there was, I can't, oh my goodness. I get on here and I'm like, hey, there was a guy, and I really should start saying who I'm dealing with and talking to. But one of the guys here, he had a question. I was like, hey, who sorts their bricks? And I was like, I just kind of like lean into the chaos, man. I just kind of go for it. But he made a point. The valid point was this. You end up, in the long run, sorting because you're searching for your parts. So you're kind of sorting anyways. So I was like, yeah, you make kind of a valid point. So I'm going to try it today. I'm going to take a little bit of time out. I'm going to sort. And I'm going to see if that really alleviates some of the finding pains. Or if I'm just kind of wasting my time and I might as well just do it whenever I am doing my normal thing, you know? So we're gonna see how this rolls. Let's see, curve woods. There's lots of these because I mean, again, we got an organic body, so we got a shell of a body, so it's gonna be moving and shaking and turning. More ball sockets. Another ball socket. More ball sockets. Another ball socket. Move that over just a little bit. These little curves. Another hinge piece. Anything that's articulated hinging, I'm throwing over here in this. Boom. Boom. Another curve. Another slope piece. And more hinge pieces. Okay, okay. Another hinge piece. And then these. Now they're tiles. So actually tiles. You know what? I'm going to do it the right way. Tiles I'm going to throw over here. Okay. If it's a plate, it goes over here. There you go. Even if it's a plate with like a little, it's like a rail piece. But plates. So we're going to go plates. We'll do it like this. Here, move that over there. We'll go plates, slopes, hinge and ball sockets, snots, tiles, and bricks over here. We'll kind of lift that up just a little bit. We'll look at it that way. There we go. And then we're still going. We're not done quite yet. This looks like it's all tiles, though. Okay, so this is going to be detailed stuff. So like the green, these little detail pieces here. I know they're ball sockets, and normally I would say, hey, we're putting them in the ball socket area. But the key difference with that is that they are going to be eyes. I know that because I saw the pictures, so it's like, yeah, I already know, and that's okay. I cheated a little bit. Well, I mean, you look at the box, you can kind of tell, like, you get seasoned enough in your building, and you're looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, it didn't come with this one part. It's like, you know what? I bet you I got one in this right over here, and you're looking, you're like, yep. Thankfully. Minifigs sometimes come with those extra pieces for no reason. I know I've got a few lost, like 1x1 round, you know, utility or Technic utility pin plates somewhere in the car that fell out of like some of the Spider-Man Cross the Spider-Verse figures, you know, because they came with extra pieces like this, like that was it, Cyborg Spider-Woman. Cyborg Spider, whatever you want to call her. I don't even know the name. Yeah, I I enjoyed a lot of the movie. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it, because I'd like to see how they're gonna end it. But yeah, I had, you know, I liked Spider-Man, and I liked the idea of the Spider-Verse thing, and I liked some of the storytelling in the first one, and so when I saw the minifigs, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get those anyways. Originally, it was like, I'm just gonna get the web slinger. That was the only one. I was like, I'm just gonna get web slinger. I was really into cowboy stuff at the time, and Lumabricks was the one that was offering all the cowboy things. No other company had a bunch of cowboy stuff. Well, anyways, I was like, well, you if I get this one, I should get these. I ended up getting the entire set. I actually have it framed up. It's one of my favorite collections so far. I have it framed up, and all the original ones that I got. So not the extras, but the originals. Those are the ones that I have framed up, and they're plugged in. And they look nice. And then so I took those and I plugged those bad boys up, and then got a few extras here and there for playing with. And so I've got a few extra here and there. The only thing is I don't have I was not able to double up my Miles Morales. That's one where I was a little bummed because I did want a secondary Miles Morales, and I never could find one. Not like I wanted. Not at all. Really, really, really bummed about that. Alright, we need 6 of these slopes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's see how this runs, right? Let's see if this really gives us the thing that we want. Oh, this goes right in the center here. And here, we'll turn it around like that. Got one here. One here. Need to make sure I bring this back a little bit. Oh, I'm all over the place here. Boom. 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 And boom. Kind of looking forward to tomorrow. Will be the well, it won't be for you all. It'll be something different, but I'll actually have the let's fix that up a little bit. I'll have the bamboo house. I'll be working on that a little bit. That's been kind of a fun build. I like that one. It's pretty. I'll go ahead and say that it is. So, looking at the build overall for what we're getting, it is a beautiful build. Like, it's just gorgeous. I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow. Like, the design on this thing is amazing. There's a few things like I like, because you got the people in the kimonos, and you've got the whole rest sort of idea to it, which I thought was really cool. But the what is it, the stinking they have like some not costumes, but they have some extra torsos. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool concept. And I realized, oh, the extra torsos you can actually mix with the kimonos. So you can take the kimonos down, put the torsos on, and you can actually create a what is it, a business person going into the spa sort of thing, and then outro into whatever they do. So I liked that aspect of changing and being able to change from one thing to another. If that makes any sense. I know I'm kind of like not spiraling, but I'm just kind of like blabbing at this point. There we go. We got that. And then we've got two of these. And then 1 lingot. A tan lingot, to be exact. Tan lingot right there. Okay, let's see. This goes how? So that goes over here. This goes here. We've got this goes right here, and that goes 1, 2, and then this goes here, here. Lingot goes on top. This can go right there. Boom, boom. Lingot goes right there. Boom. And this is going to go backwards right to there. Okay, so using the clips and using like one way versus another way. Okay, I can get behind that. One, and then we got these are just the sockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 and 2. Okay, here we go. So this is gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4, kind of like that. This is gonna go 1 right here, 1 right here, and then 1 right in the center, just like that. I can get it to snap. There we go. Build-wise, so far, this seems pretty legit. Like I'm not stressing nothing. You know, hadn't seen anything that's like, ooh, I would definitely not do that. So far, it's just been kind of like, you know, pretty nominal. Too bad, kind of easy. My hands are extremely dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and apologize about that, because it's like I don't think I have enough like moisture in my body to keep my hands moisturized at this point. Even when I moisturize, tends to be kind of wild. Okay, so we've got this now. This is stacking up on top, so this should go and attach here. That's gonna attach down here. This is gonna go here. That's gonna go up here. Okay, so it's like we're stacking plates in order to get what we want. Okay, so A11 right here. This is gonna go attached to here. Oh look, I missed something. See what I missed over here? I missed this because this thing is supposed to go right here. Boom. And that's supposed to have 1. Let's see. No, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then these 2 pieces right here. So this is supposed to go right here, 1 and 2, just like that. Then this is supposed to fit in here, 1. I like this technique because they're creating an eye, which is kind of wild looking. That's gonna pop in like that. Boom, boom, and boom. So you can move them around. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. So we're stacking that there, and it looks like we're working on 1 on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need a 1x4, a 1x2, and 2 of our slopes, reverse slopes. And this time we're doing the opposite side, so we're gonna go here. Boom. And boom. Boom. And 1 more, right? Boom. This is gonna fit in here. Boom. And boom. And boom. When a long time ago, oops, see, I did it yet again. I need to fix it. So a long time ago, back when I was younger, I was working in the film industry, and what it was is I was, that goes up here. I thought I had it right, but maybe I was wrong. Let's see. Okay, I was in the film industry, and my buddy Scott and we were in the Keys, Florida Keys, and we were helping out a friend of ours. We were hired for a Sam's Club piece, and we were working with Manny Rodriguez. Loved Manny. Manny's an awesome dude. So we were working with Manny, and we were down in Florida, and it was this really early morning it was is there was this like bed on the it was like a cabana type bed on the sand, and we had to get this shot with like the rising sun, and like it was all scripted out for what they wanted and what they were wanting to get. It was like this little bit of rising sun and like the cabana with the wind blowing in it, but or no, we didn't want the wind blowing in it. The wind had to be still, but in order to mask like reflective light and do all this, we had this giant piece of black fabric, giant piece of black fabric on a frame. I'm talking about like a 30 foot by 30 foot. This thing in the wind acted like a sail. Like it was pulling you one way and another. The thing was wild. Well, the wind had died down. Every time the wind would die down, like it's like we got a hand, like a break, so we to kind of stop, put things down. Like, all right, well, surprisingly, we're sitting out there and we're waiting, and Scott goes, "Oh man, check this out!" And he sees this little crab on the ground. I tell him, "Hey, that's pretty cool." It's like, "Hey, you should probably leave that thing alone." He's like, "No, no, no, this thing's cute. Like, check this out." And he picks up this crab, and it attaches it like claws to the to his finger, and he's like flipping it off, like trying to flip this crab off while it's stuck to his finger, and it's like pinching him harder and harder and harder. He's like laughing and also like freaking out, and I was helping him get this little crab off his finger. It was quite entertaining to see him squirm over this crab. That was for you, Scott. You, I love you, brother. Oh man, but yeah, we would. Man, that was one of those wild trips. Like it was, we've done. Of course, I've been all through Florida, all through the Keys now because of scuba diving and the photography industry. We actually, one of the times that we were, oh, I cannot get that one to sit correctly. That's not good for me. So there was one time that we were doing a shoot. It was at the Botanical Gardens, and that was in. I think that was the one. That one might have been the Santa Barbara one. I'm trying to remember, or maybe it was Florida. I can't remember, but it was one of the two. And we were there at the Botanical Gardens, but we didn't have free reign of going wherever we wanted to. We had to wait. We had golf carts, and we were trying to figure out, like, why in the world are we having to wait? Like, what's going on that's become this such a bad thing that we can't get what we need? And come to find out, adjacent to our shoot was a shoot for Victoria's Secret, the ladies' underwear company, and some of the boys, like, we had to remind because I was at that point, I was kind of on a little bit of a higher end, and I had to remind some of the PAs, "Gentlemen, we're not going over to try to catch glimpses of the lingerie models. Please leave them alone, stick to set, and do what you're told. Like work here, do what you're supposed to do, and leave them alone, please." Oh, that part became a bit of a nightmare because boys in their minds, man, they're trying to go over next door, and you're like, nope, nope, leave them alone, let them do their shoot, and you do your shoot. But yeah, man, I've seen some wild stuff. We were at an orangutan. It was a orangutan habitat where because there's been a bit of a problem in Florida where people will get very exotic pets, and then they're unable to take care of them because they're exotic, and you know they can't offer the things that the animals need in order to survive the way they need to survive. And so there's this one place for orangutans, and they're primates that have been purchased and essentially abandoned. They're in Florida, out in Everglades. They can't take care of it anymore. It grows up. They can no longer put it in a diaper, and they're like, "Oh, well, this isn't as cute as I remember it," and they get rid of it or whatever. Well, this habitat, this place, has all these old animals in it, and one of the gentlemen there, they were talking about not eyeballing the primates. Don't eyeball them. Don't mess with them. Don't harass them in any way. He said they're very smart. They can get out. They can do things. And he goes, you don't want to end up like me. We're like, well, what's wrong with you? And he started walking, and we realized he could no longer bend his foot. Apparently, what happened is one of the primates had been felt he was aggressive and attacked him. And when it did, it ripped out all the ligaments in his foot. So, he is no longer able to bend his foot at the ankle because the Achilles and all the tendons and stuff have all been ripped away. So he has nothing there. So we're like, okay, like we're gonna be on our absolute best at this point. We're not messing with nobody. Uh, so we after seeing that and seeing because you can obviously tell it looked like from his scars looked like bite marks. It's like, oh man. So ever since then, it's like, okay, we are not going to be messing with anybody. We've been warned. We've taken that into account, and now we're good. We're good, man. We're good. Yeah, like I said, I've seen some wild stuff in my life. Besides for that, like also scuba diving, and then just growing up in a weird place. Like my kid and I were talking because saw a guy walking his dog, and it reminded him that he saw recently a squirrel with a nail in its head. I'm like, how in the world are you gonna find a dead squirrel with a nail in its head? That just seems that seems very awkward. Like, how does that happen? And he was like, well, maybe it was a ritual thing. Who knows? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Or just someone being cruel. I mean, that could be. It could have also already been dead. Someone's, take the nail gun, hit it, which also seems kind of cruel. But, please, there we go. But, I was telling him, I was like, growing up in the woods where I grew up, there was a lot of, shady stuff that was going on. People's pets were being stolen for people to harm them and to, use them for these weird things, rituals and stuff. My friend's dog, I think, got lost that way. So I was like, yeah, it was weird. So he was like, why would people do that? I'm like, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are getting 6s and 5s. So let's see, we've got one that goes right here. One that goes, it looks like right here, yeah. Ooh, look at this. It's looking like a spaceship crab. It's like a spaceship from Buckaroo Banzai. If you've never seen Buckaroo Banzai, I love that film so much. It's so ridiculous. John Lithgow does an amazing job as a mad scientist. He does a great job, and I love, of course, Peter Weller's Buckaroo. Um, was it Jeff Goldblum as the I can't remember. It's like the rodeo kid or something. Like it is so. It's got was it Clancy Brown? It is just such a cult favorite of a film. Like it's so much fun, and it's all about this crazy super super intelligent scientist, musician. He can do everything. Half Japanese, half white. Saxophone player that, ends up coming across this plot of aliens and factions of aliens, Rastafarian aliens to be exact. And he's helping out one faction while the other faction is trying to use the dimensional portal to take over Earth. Like, it's wild. It is so wild, so weird. But it makes you smile at the end of the day, just because it's just so wackadoodle, and it's not a super fast-paced film. Like, it takes some time, but it was supposed to be. So, Buckaroo Banzai came first. I think it was based on an old comic book, and then it was supposed to be. There was supposed to be a sequel, but because it didn't really do that well, it got overshadowed. And there was another film that was created that would have been its sequel, but kind of changed. And that film was Big Trouble in Little China. And I absolutely love Big Trouble in Little China. That is a ridiculous film. I actually quoted it the other day to see if anyone in my family remembered any of the movie, but I was like, I can't remember what I said. I was like, when I tell, what was it? When I tell some of the kids, when they're acting up and they're like, what are you going to do about it? And say, I just looked that kid right in the eye. You know what I said? Tay-Ray said, checks in the mail. Of course, my wife's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Of course, Jack Burton always says, checks in the mail. Have you paid your dues yet? I just looked that man straight in the eye. I said, checks in the mail. Yeah, that's one of those, just like another cult classic that's absolutely ridiculous, but absolutely loved. That one, Buckaroo, and both that and Big Trouble in Little China, I could watch that back to back easily without any problems. I love both those flicks so much. Alright, so we got 14 and 15. 14 goes up front. And I was like, what if I get the sticker in the wrong spot? And it's like, I could just turn the whole brick around. Or I should say the lingot, the tile. Spatially it works. I promise it works. Oh, man. I will say there's a lot of stickers. Look at that, man. Oh, that looks incredible. I love it. I love this thing. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. Okay, so we need 1, 2 of these, 1, 2 of these, and 1 and 2 of these. And it looks like we're going to go here and here. It looks like we're making 2. Here and here. I think these are like the front claws. They're like the Krabby Crabs, man. What was it? Crab people? Crab people, crab people. They taste like crab, but they look like people. You gotta blame South Park for that one. Alright, so here we go. So we're now right here. And we've got 2 of our snot bricks. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 of our plates. 1x2 plates. And then we need 1, 2 of these slopes. And then 1, 2 of the 1x1 plates with bar with rounded edge. So yeah. And let's see how that's going to work out here. I'm looking up here. So it looks like this is supposed to clip to here. This is supposed to clip to here. Checking something out. Okay, good. Turn that off. And it looks like we've got this goes back this way. Snot goes on top. We'll do that twice. Here, here. This will snap. We'll go ahead and snap that onto there, there, and there. And then it looks like, is it 1, 2? Goes on the end. 1, 2. Hold on. Love that sound. That snaps around the end, and now we're moving on. So we need one of our socket plates, one lingot, and one cheese wedge. Man, we got some cheese wedges. We love our cheese wedges. All right. So I'm guessing each one is getting this, so I probably need to do this twice. This goes here. This one goes here, right? We might be doing this twice, so I'm going to go with the directions and then kind of cycle back if I need to. Oh. Move up just a little bit. Let's see. 1, 2 plates. A 1x1 half round tile. 1x1 plate. And then, let's get our right one. There we goes. Okay. Oh my goodness. So this plate's up like this, looks like. Plate's there. It's gonna fit to there. And that looks like it should go where? Oh, that goes to this side. Am I correct? Yes. So that should fit to here. One there, and then we're building the other side, which should be this. Here, and then here. And that's supposed to fit on this side. So we are getting a little bit different texture between the two. Here, I can scoot that over just a little bit. I'm going to try to save I'm going to move some things down here. Try to scoot up and save my back a little bit here. Kind of, there's a part of me that's like, why did I make my table higher? Like way up here so I could see like a child at a table. But I was like, I wasn't thinking on that level. Maybe it's like I should get a smaller chair, but at the same time, I don't want to get a smaller chair because then it's like I don't want to deal with the repercussions of getting up off the floor with my knees the way that they've been here lately. We'll do it like that. Okay. And yeah, you can still hear me. All right. Okie dokie. Now we need one of our rails, a 1x1, and then a 1x1 plate with bar. I will say, this thing looks amazing. There's some glare on the print, which makes it really hard to see. I think that's where I'm struggling. It's like I'm having a hard time seeing because of the glare in it from the lights and stuff. And there's a lot of steps at once. I'm not going to lie. I do find that part a little bit annoying. Where I'm like, come on now. Why are we doing 47 steps in one thing? But that's kind of the lament of some of these sets, you know. So we need a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2 and a... So we got 1. We're going to peel that off. Come here, 1. And that's going to go right up here onto the front of this. Nope. There we go. 1. And then 2 should go right over here. Alright, let's see. 2. And 2 will go right back here. Oh, goodness, no. Looks like a crabby claw to me. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. Okay. So we got this one. Now we need, it looks like, one of these, right? A 1x1, a slope, and then a light cream lingot right here. Oh my goodness. Okay. And let's figure out how we're doing this. One, this. Okay. And it's supposed to fit onto here. Am I correct? And then a lingot on top. We get another number 2. But let's go ahead and nab the, that goes on the bottom. The way they did the instruction was a little odd, because it's like, hey, you know, put these two together and then do a sticker. And it's like, why don't we just put the whole thing together, flip it over, and then do the sticker? That's going to be a little bit easier command for us to do at this point. It's going to fit onto there. I love that snapping sound. Now check it out. Hold on, let's see if I can. Tay. That's my impersonation of Scott. You're welcome, bud. So it doesn't sound like me at all. All right, we got one of these. We've got a lingot and a. Oh, look! I got a 1x1 plate that did not get put where it's supposed to go. We're gonna put that there. Good snap. This is going to go back this way, and that's going to go here. You know, every single time, and I hate to admit it, every single time that I hear snap, it makes me think of UHF and that scene where it's the red snapper. And I don't know why I tend to get so cracked up about that, but just, I showed my kid because I was like, hey, you know, this is something from my youth, you know, you want to check it out. He didn't seem to really get it like I did, but I remember thinking that was just the absolutely funniest thing in the world, and just knowing how absolutely stupid it was at the same time. It is a very dumb movie, but I enjoy it because it is so absolutely silly and so ridiculous. There's no, I mean, there's the whole point. It's a feel-good kind of movie, whatever, but it's ridiculous on every level. It reminds me of, what was it? Was it Be Kind? Uh, uh, Be Kind, Please Rewind. I really liked that movie too. I think that was Michel Gondry. That's one of those. It's got what, Jack Black, Mos Def in it. I enjoyed that movie quite a bit, and UHF I feel like took some notes from that one, because it's got some fun stuff to it. I'm gonna check. I don't remember seeing a lingot called for the other side, but I have a feeling that we're going to be putting one on there. So we're gonna be keeping that in mind. Let's see, that's supposed to go out this way. It's supposed to go out this way here. It's gonna snap onto here, right? And then we'll do this one back here. So we've got 1, 2, and then the plate goes right there on the end. I like how they're leaving some of the studs up, and it feels almost like a kind of a it feels almost like a little textures in the skin, which I think is kind of cool. Hi, I am recording. Oh, I mean, I'm not streaming. You can reset that. That ain't not bother me. Love you too. Hey, kids, right? Kids. Let's see. I mean, I don't think this one was supposed to take me quite as long, but it's a little more involved than I was expecting, to be quite honest. I mean, I'm already almost an hour in. 240 something pieces. Normally you'd be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but you also have to realize it's like, yeah, 240 something pieces is not that big of a deal until dot 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 you're building and you're like, oh, there's quite a bit of technique in this, that it's not just the piece count, sometimes it's also the build, and how it's put together and all that. So like with that, what I like about um, good builds is that if they're worthy of your time, and that, hey, you're building, and you got done and you're like absolutely just like satisfied with, like, you're like, yes, it was an incredible build. I absolutely loved it. It wasn't too hard, wasn't too complicated, but it was complicated enough that it just felt right. That's when you know you've got a good build. That's the kind of builds we want to strive for. That's the kind of stuff we like. You know what I mean? Okay, so it's right there. About to say, one of the guy's arguments was that, well, you always say that you have missing pieces because nothing's sorted. That was sorted, and it's still like I had missing pieces. But thankfully, everything was there. Everything has been there, which I'm wholeheartedly and graciously appreciative of. I feel like my kid's crashing out in here. After I'm done with this, I might be going and like resetting my child here in a minute. As he's crashing out about resetting the internet. Hey, you know what? If you got a kid or you don't have a kid, either you do or you don't, hit that thumbs up. Like this video, helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making. Subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications to be notified if anything comes from me to you. At this point, what's been your favorite part so far? I love the stickers have been nice. That has been really nice. I'll play with it for a few days, and I play, enjoy it, and then I review it. So I'll get the review done probably by the end of the week. But yeah, I'll play with this for a little bit beforehand. I like to check it out, play with it, see what's going on, and then I can be like, yeah, you know what? It's good up until da da da, or hey, it's solid. It's a great build. You should go for it. So I like to give you all the info I can. I like to make sure that you have all the information. That whatever I do here, I want it to be able to help you in your decision making. So number 4, I think that's our last number 4, to be exact. That's pretty slick. Looky there. That is slick. Number 4 right here. Go ahead, we're going to place that down. Boom. So that goes like that. And this is going to, ready? Oh, I love that sound. It's a great sound. Alright, it's another crab. Rarg. Rarg, 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 rarg. And we're going to be building another one of our claw pieces over here. So it looks like we should have one more swoop here. I think we're kind of getting to an end on this. So like, as I'm looking, our parts are getting less and less and less, which tells me, yeah, we're kind of getting to an end. We're down to our last few stickers. We're getting to a point where we're about to call it quits. Go out and go play with it. Might make it a giant crab for my city. It's kind of what I had in mind originally. Oh, such a good snap. Alright, now this is supposed to fit onto this one. Am I right? I'm right. Hee hee. Crabby crab. Krabby crab. It's pretty big, honestly. It's a little bigger than I was expecting. There was a book I was reading a long time ago called Nets of Space. Oh, wow. Hey, you know what? Sound off. If you've heard and you've read Nets of Space, I've got to I've got to hear your opinion on this because it was not very good. But it's like, it's pulpy, old 40s style, 50s style sci-fi. And anyways, I still have it somewhere, but it has got a giant crab attacking like a scientist and this lady. It's really ridiculous, but I love it just because it's so weird, so weird. All right, we're gonna grab 2 claws. We got 2 1x3 modified plates, 2 lingots. We're about to have 2 cheese wedges. Come on, lingots. 2 cheese wedges. And then 2 of these Technic pieces here. And let's see what we're doing. So it looks like we're attaching this to the end here. And then we're putting our little claw thing on the end here. Nice. Then we've got our cheese wedge. Then we're putting our 1x3 modified tile. Good snap. And then the lingot goes on top of that modified part right there. Nice. It looks like we're doing that twice. So put that one here. Boom. This is going to go right here on the end. Boom. This is going to go on here. That's going to go on right here. And that's going to be going on top right here. Nice. Okay. So that's 2. It says 2 though. That's the thing. Is I was kind of wondering. I was like, am I making more? But it just says 2. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. I'll have to see if what's going on. If not, we can always just go back and rebuild those parts. That part's fine. Okay, so here we go. We're going over here. So we need one of these, and then a lingot, and then another lingot. I guess we have 2 different stickers. So they're running it as 2 different things because there's 2 different stickers. So okay, which I think is kind of weird, but all right. What do I know, man? I'm just a builder. So one leg, and we'll kind of straighten them out here. One leg is getting a 12 and one is getting a 13. So 12 will go on this one. Okay. Here, remember which one's which, everybody, with your nondescript stickers and legs that look the exact same but are not attached to one side of the body or the other. So we got 1 and 13 goes on the other, which 13 looks eerily similar. Matter of fact, I would opt to hold this one up to this one and see what the difference is. They're reversed. That's it. Wow. I didn't think that would be that big of a deal, but hey, what do I know, right? All right, we're going to flip this over here. So A41, which gets 12, goes on this side. So this is going to go right here. And then the A42, which has 13, goes on this side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say, look how big that is. That is almost, oh, excuse my foot. That is almost a complete, that is almost the size of an actual, it's almost like a snow crab. I think that's really cool. I think that's extraordinarily cool. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and then 4 of these plates. They're the Technic like spoke plates. 1, 2, or hinge plates. 3 and 4. And it looks like this is going to go 1 right here on the end. Ball joint piece on the end, and we're making 4 of those. Yeah, 4. When we went this last summer, we went to Corpus Christi. Now, my family on my dad's side, they came to the U.S. around the 30s, 40s, and they were Greek, and they settled. They had a restaurant there, and we went. Of course, I never got to find, where the restaurant was. I never got to go check that out, but we got to see other things there, which I thought was really cool. But there was one day we went to the beach, and I had made this really delicious sandwich. I was looking forward to this sandwich, man. And I'm eating this sandwich, and these birds have been like gawking me, and I was like, "Hey, man, you don't back off. I'm gonna leave me alone," sort of thing. Sitting there, I go to eat this one sandwich. I get smacked in the head, pow, by this wing. Bird takes my sandwich with the last part of it. Flies off. And they're like, rah, 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 making their noise, let me know, I got your sandwich. And I looked that bird dead in the eye, and I gave him such a scowl. I said, "You come back," because he was like kind of hopping over towards me. I said, "You come towards me. If I catch you, I'm going to eat you alive." I go, That bird seemed pretty sharp, because he just looked at me, got up, and flew off. And I did not see that, but granted, they all look the same, kind of, but this one had a look on it. And after I said that, he left. And he did not come back by. And I'm glad he didn't, because I would have eaten him. I didn't really want to have to eat him. I think that's kind of gross, but yeah, I'm gonna stick to my word. If I had to eat him alive, I'm gonna eat you alive, man. But we enjoyed Corpus Christi quite a bit. There was a ton of jellyfish. Oh my goodness, where we were at the time, there was like an influx of jellyfish, sea wasps, things like that. So we all got stung. There were man o' wars. Surprisingly, I was like, I haven't seen a man o' war in forever, but we got to see some that had washed up. Thought that was kind of cool. My kid was like, "What is it?" I was like, "Don't touch it, man. Don't touch it." I had to kind of talk to him about what it was. He's like, "Oh, okay." It was kind of cool getting to see it. It's like, "There's a plastic bag out there." I was like, "That's not a plastic bag. That's a man o' war." But lots of jellies. We had some jellies wash up and everything. It was kind of wild, kind of cool stuff, man. Really cool stuff. All right, I'm gonna split these into 12s, these into 13s. Let's do our stickers here. Here, 12s will turn down this way. But yeah, I enjoyed Corpus Christi a lot. There was a young man, I can't remember his name, man. He reminded me a little bit of Shia LaBeouf, without him being, the 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 child actor craziness that's going on. I feel bad for him. I really do. I pray for him. I hope he gets some help. I thought he was on the up and up, and I think alcohol got the better of him. It's just sad. Happens quite a bit. I've always enjoyed his acting. I thought he was kind of cool, but I've also heard he was kind of a hard person to work with at times too. And when you kind of down talk the films that you're in, and he got he got in some trouble because he had down talked the last Indiana Jones, and to his defense, one said to his defense, it's not a very good film. The Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I like the concept quite a bit. I think the concept's cool. I really, and I like some of the characters. I liked the Russians. You know, I even like the older Indy to an extent. You know, he was still out there doing his thing and trying. I liked seeing them in Mexico. I liked quite a bit of the film, but some of the CG was too much for what we're getting. It was just too much. And there's nothing, you know, it's not like, hey, you know, I know that their emerging technologies are trying things, but Spielberg was always known for doing practical, and that was one of those where it's like, why are we not just still doing practical? All right, so we need, I'm trying to see which one's which. So A45 is on this side, so the 13s are on this side, right? Yeah. So look at the stickers. So 13s are over here. 12s are on the other side. Back claw is going to be a little bit different, because normally, if you look at crabs, most of the time their back claws are actually a type of little fin. It's like a little rotor. So I'm wondering if we're doing that or if it's like a claw sort of thing. I think it's a claw. Looky there. Isn't that cool? That thing is huge, though. Okay. We're down to our last little bit. So 1, 2. We got 2 of our hinges here. 1, 2 of these. Kind of building the same thing we had built before. Not really anything new here. You know, as they say, nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under these lights at times. I get surprised by a few things here and there where I'm like, hey, yeah, that was solid. Solid build. Was not expecting that at all. 1, 2. 1, 2. But this is kind of fun. This one has a little bit of tedious work to it. Now, I don't know if I'm feeling tedious because my face feels like it's on fire and I feel sick, or if it's just because I'm tired or I'm old or what. Man, there's so many things going on with me right now. This is ridiculous. There are days it's like I don't want to call in, but it's like I'm hurting, man. I'm really hurting. I'm not sure why. Here lately it's just been so bad. But, you know, we'll get to it. 12 and a 13. This is our last 12 and last 13. So 12 right here. Oh no. Oh no. And then 13 on the other. And we still have a few pieces left, it looks like. But it might be the back of the crab, possibly. I'm guessing. There we go. So let's see. 13. We'll just match them up this way. That one goes on this side. Boom. One goes here. This one goes on this side. Right there. Oh wait, I missed one. Oh my god. Oh, that's so bad. So bad. I missed a very important part. It's the extra part of the leg. I was like, no, it has to have a short leg. No, it actually has a pretty decent sized leg, man. Though there is a part of me that feels like, no, it should have been short. Like, if I remember correctly, some certain crabs have, you know, like a couple of short legs. Maybe those are fiddlers I'm thinking of. Does that fit? Yeah, it fits. Okay. Pop that one there. How to move things out. Look at that. That thing is cool. Okay. 49, and okay, so that's it. So the rest of this are going to be pieces for the robot. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Because I know that we've got these pieces here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over to the robot side, just so I don't have like some extra pieces just hanging out. I am going to put the stickers on there. So we need 16 and 18. So 16. Am I going to remember which is which? No, but that'll be okay. 16 will go on this one. Oh, I have it upside down. Whoops. Well, c'est la vie, I guess. They're going to be upside down now. And guess what? I'm going to get over it. That one goes there, and then our last one should be 17. And that, I have a feeling it's going to go on this guy right here. Right here on the end. Yeah. Okay. And get rid of that. Because what I'll do is I'll end up bagging these so they fit specifically with this particular build. So we got a few of these parts left over. Might even like, let's do this. Let's snap some of this together. We're gonna boom, keep it like all here. I don't want it to go out anywhere. It looks like we got one extra piece left over, which is always nice. Because it's like, hey, we got this one piece left over. We can use this down the road. We're just gonna stick that onto here, I'm gonna put this one here. Come on now. Put this one up here, and I believe that is it. Am I correct? I am correct. There we go. Make a little bug out of it. Okay. And then this is our crab. Oh, how cool is this? This will be fun. Yeah. Totally gonna be taking a picture with this, with the city stuff. And we'll kind of, let's see. I wonder here. Let me grab my minifig right here. Does my minifig, if I'm like, will it fit in there? Nice. It holds. It holds. If it holds, you know. Looky there. Kind of. You've got a excellent toy. I wish this feels a little like this one feels tight. This one feels a little loose. Maybe it's because I had beer balm on my hand or something. But yeah, this is fun. This is fun. All right. No. And look, even that's got like a little bit of a mouth. I guess you can open it up. It's supposed to go like that, right? Oh, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, I love this thing. Okay. Yeah. Well worth it, in my opinion. Let me play with it for a little bit. Let me get some reviews done, and I'll get back to you, right? Let you know what's going on. Hey, let's go through all the shameless plugs again here in a minute. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying what you like. I'm hoping you're enjoying what you like. Or, I'm sorry. Rephrase it. It's late. I'm feeling bad. I told you. I'm hoping you're enjoying the stuff I'm creating for you. And I'm hoping it's helping your decision making. Oh my goodness. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. You can be notified if anything comes from me to you. Oh, yeah. Hit that, I already did the bell. Hit the like button. Let's YouTube know that you're liking what I'm making. Comment down below. Hey, what was your favorite part of this? No, hopefully it's not the stories I'm telling, because my stories haven't been very good today. I'll actually link this down in the shop, so if you want to pick it up, you can check it out there. So far, it seems pretty cool, and it's not a hard build. Nothing too bad. Yeah, comment. What's your favorite part? What if you got this? What would you do? Would you put it in like a C collection? Would you use it to attack like your Black Pearl? What would you do with it? I think I already know what I'm gonna do with mine. Yeah. Hey, that's all I got for you. Hey, I love you all. Thank you all for showing up. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. Nothing you can do about it. Good luck with the build, Happy brick hunting. Later.